Next tonight, it's our coaching award, folks. This is a great story. It's going this year to someone who we are very proud to say we've played a part in helping along the way. Our coaching award is sponsored by Central Employment. This will be presented by Will Palmer. Will, if you could start making your way to the stage, would be much appreciated. 2 years ago, thanks to your support and to that of our sponsors, like Central Employment, Sport Newcastle launched a Year of the Coach campaign. That's where we subsidised more than 70 coaches across just 13 clubs in our region to gain some key coaching qualifications, to get more people involved in their sports. It was a relatively modest investment with maximum returns, particularly for the game of squash. In the space of 18 months, this coach has led a campaign to attract more people, particularly adults, into playing squash for the first time or returning to the sport. His Sunday morning course has gone from 0 members, because he started it up, to now regular attendance of more than 70. He set up ladies' leagues, pathway leagues to link the beginners with the improvers, and we're not the first to recognise his achievements, because England Squash have already named him as their National Coach of the Year. He plies his trade at Northern's home, McCracken Park. We went along to find out more about Sunday mornings with Bob.
I loved it. It was my first session and I really enjoyed it.
Since I started it, it's absolutely amazing.
Really enjoyed it, yeah. Lovely atmosphere, really nice group.
Never played squash before. I had a training session with Bob. He is so good that he really made me think that I want to play squash.
Bob really is at the very sort of beating heart of it all.
He's a great guy. He's fun to be around, he's passionate about the sport, and he's interested in people. It's all about making the sessions lively and fun so that people want to come back. What he's done in 2 years is just remarkable. He's been into some dark places in his life.
Yeah, I was a serving police officer at the time. I got very severely assaulted. In fact, I owe my life to the game of squash. I was stabbed a number of times and attempting to stop somebody breaking into a car. And if it hadn't been for my inherent fitness through squash, I probably wouldn't be here telling my story. Yes, it did actually lead to me being retired early, which was a shame. It led to a lot of PTSD, basically. And I was living in a lot of trauma, and it took me to actually, admit that I was struggling after a number of years, where I got some effective interventions, and also getting onto the squash court, having that confidence to get back out there, do my coaching certificates, which is obviously where your charity has helped me in that, which I thank everybody for, and just getting back to what I was before.
He's in a really good place.
Those extra games that you play will help you on your...
Please welcome our Coach of the Year, Bob Aynsley.
Congratulations on your award. Tell us what this means to you, because it's been such a swift journey through coaching for you.
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely fantastic. From starting, as you said, from very few to now over 70, from people throughout different countries, Pakistan, India, Syria, Egypt, UK, obviously. We've got a whole diverse section of adults coming in, and we've got progressive courses now as well, so it's really developed. And there's a buzz about it, and hopefully I've helped help that to you at some point.
And it's not just inspiring the next generation, the young generation, it's returning adults to the game as well.
Yes, yeah. I think when I was growing up, it was the 80s really, and squash was a big game. And then it seemed to go well through the 90s and then took a bit of a dip. So there's a lot of people who played squash in the past, but actually probably left it behind. But, they're coming back into the game. It's now in the next Olympics. And as I say, my oldest member is actually 74, down to sort of 18. So it's open to everybody and anybody.
National Squash have also paid tribute to you, and you've received their national award.
Hi Bob, congratulations on being recognised once again for your amazing contribution to the squash community and for setting up so many amazing squash coaching sessions. Bob also won the England Squash Coach of the Year earlier on this season. One thing that really stood out in his nomination was the fact that he'd created this wonderfully accessible and open environment where anybody, whatever their playing level, whatever their background, can try squash for the first time and then get hooked by trying other ways to play. Bob's done that by creating wonderful taster sessions, he's done it by helping people find a love for competitive squash, and he's done it by making sure that everybody feels valued in the Northern Squash Club. Bob, I just want to say congratulations for everything you've achieved. We are so pleased for you that you've been recognised by Sport Newcastle. It's one thing to be recognised within your own sport, but to be recognised by your local community for the community work that you've done in that local area is absolutely fantastic, and we are so pleased for you. Keep up the good work, have a fantastic evening, and congratulations once again from everybody at England Squash. Thank you.
Here, here. We can tell that you're passing on to the people that you coach,
Yes.
teach, more than just how to play squash, how to be better at squash. It is about what it can do for you and for your mind and mental health particularly.
Definitely. I mean, particularly in squash, you know, it's generally a quite short 40-minute game, and it's such a small ball, small racket head. All you can concentrate on is that little black ball. And it involves a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking, so it's a 40-minute release from whatever pressures you may be under. So at least for those 40 minutes, you've got a calm mind.
When you think of a mindful sport, folks, you think yoga, don't you? You don't think about squash. One of the most frustrating sports I've ever tried playing, but I shall see it in a new light now, with thanks to our Coach of the Year, everybody, Bob Aynsley.